Two Boba Fetts enter, one Boba Fett stays on the shelf right next to the other one and with all the other Boba Fetts. They're both great figures. I'm not getting rid of either one of them. But this is a very serious match to prove for all eternity which 6-inch scale figure is superior and which one is less superior. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is Hasbro Black Series Boba Fett versus Medicom Mafex Boba Fett. Released in 2013, Hasbro's Black Series Boba Fett holds up strong today with a sculpt and paint job that are very well detailed. It's a bit bulkier than the slim physique of the character in the films, but all of the notes are accounted for, and Hasbro actually went to a now uncharacteristic degree in the application of different paint colors and finishes. Helmet dent, cloth cape, painted silver buckles on his belt straps, and even the accumulated space funk around the cuffs of his pant legs. Other than pant leg space funk, Mafex has all the sculpting and paint details of the Black Series, but sharper, finer, more precise, more. The proportions are more consistent with how the actor in the suit actually appears. The helmet may seem larger on the Mafex, but that's how it's supposed to be. Mafex accounted for the fact that there's a head under there, going so far as to sculpt part of the head underneath, even though the helmet itself is not removable. While the Black Series is intended as a collector piece, it was still manufactured along the toy guidelines to meet the ages 4 and up standard. Mafex makes no apologies for being a collector piece intended for ages 15 and up, with bits that are thin and fragile and not intended to be handled by the hands of children. Round 1 is an easy win for Mafex. Both figures have double-jointed knees, rocker ankles, and limited range in their respective torsos. Black Series actually has a neck that allows Fett to look up far more than Mafex. Black Series has single-jointed elbows, and while Mafex has double joints, the sculpting of the flight suit limits the movement, which reduces their functionality to that of a single joint anyway. And since the shoulder pads are part of the arms on the Black Series, the arms can be raised much further than the Mafex to the sides and to the front. Black Series went for posability, Mafex went for costume accuracy. Where Black Series has a swivel at the forearm and at the elbow, Mafex opted for a swivel at the shoulder, which, while hidden, is not nearly as effective. That said, Mafex has hips that can shift downward to give them more forward range, especially with those pockets hanging in the way, and adds a toe hinge if you're into that kind of thing. It's a very close round, but this one goes to Mafex for shifting hips and shifty toes. Both figures come with Fett's EE3 blaster rifle and pistol. Both have a considerable amount of sculpting and painted detail. Like the rest of the figure, the amount of detail is sharper and more defined on the Mafex piece, and they are more accurately proportioned since Mafex, again, can make them smaller and out of a harder plastic more likely to get broken or swallowed by a kid. Black Series jetpack is removable if that matters. Mafex is not, although I admit that I haven't tried too hard. It's on there pretty good. The difference maker is Mafex extra handsets and posing stand. In total, the figure comes with 2 open hands, 2 closed hands, and a hand that can do double duty as a pointing finger. He's heckling. Round 3. Pointing figure or trigger finger. Round 3 goes to Mafex for more stuff. As previously stated, Hasbro has to produce a figure that meets the safety standards in the United States for a toy that can be given to a child age 4 and up. There are only so many materials they can make it with. Points and edges have to be reasonably dull. Accessories can't be so small that they might be too easily swallowed. It might be priced as a collector piece, but it's still a toy in the toy aisle. But thanks to those guidelines, the Black Series figure is a more durable object. If the Mafex were to fall off a shelf, even onto carpet from a good enough height, you could expect several pieces to break off that might not be repairable. Black Series can take some punishment, some play, a lot of repeated posing. It's more flexible and more forgiving when a limb is being pushed too far. Round 4 goes to Black Series for being able to take some tough love. It's hard to gauge value for these figures since one of them came out in 2013 and has been subject to the fluctuations of the secondary market and the effect of bootleg versions on its overall value. If Black Series could still be purchased for the original $20 price tag, this would be a very different conversation. But a Black Series Fett right now is going to cost between $50 and $100, and you're going to have to do a little work. At the very least, watch one incredibly well-produced and educational video here on Toy Galaxy to make sure that what you're getting is a legitimate Hasbro original. As of November 2016, Mafex Fett is still a brand new figure and available for purchase in the $60 range depending on which retailer you shop at. For an adult collector with all the additional handsets, the stand, and the striking degree of detail, it's easy to give this round to Mafex for all the bang your buck gets you. Not a clean sweep, but a decisive victory for Medicom's Mafex Boba Fett. More details, sharper details, similar articulation, and more accurate likeness, and more stuff in the box at the same or better price means that Mafex is the new 6-inch scale Boba Fett champion. If you want to see how we got here, make sure you check out our previous Black Series vs. Bandai Model Kit Boba Fett video and our 4 minutes or less video on Revoltech Boba Fett, which was basically a versus battle before our versus format came into existence. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, please subscribe, share this video with your friends and enemies frozen in carbonite. They'll have to watch. What choice will they have? And let us know in the comments if you like the way I say Mafex. I know some people say Mafex, but I did at least 17 minutes of research on the internet, and I'm pretty sure that people only disagreed with me because they wish they'd thought of it first.
You say it fine. Yeah.